Like many of you, I am now struggling, enjoying, dealing with distance learning in our home full time. Our kindergartner just recently went from 5 days a week in person to 5 days a week at home doing kindergarten from home. I also have a 3-year-old and a 3-month-old, and so I thought it'd be fun to take you guys along on our very first day of distance learning to show you how it went. You'll get to see a little bit of this guy and just show you how we're balancing what our days are going to look like, at least at the beginning of it, how I'm managing, how I'm organizing, and all of that fun stuff. So enjoy. So now more than ever, preparing for the day starts the night before. I get all of our materials out, and I like to set up a strew, which is basically where I just plop some stuff down for my girls to do early in the morning so that they're not like fighting right away in the morning and they have something to do other than screens, because most mornings they do not have screens unless they earn it on a behavior system. I get up at 4 because now more than ever, this is super crucial that I get some time to work, because if I'm not working, I can't be home with my girls. You know, I have to be able to work from home. And so I am really reliant on my coffee, and I head down to my office, and that's where I work on my podcast, I work on my YouTube channel, I work on products that I want to sell to help serve other busy moms, and a lot of other stuff I have planned behind the scenes. In this particular video, I am adding links to a video that I had already recorded and uploaded because I'm doing Vlogmas this year, where I'm posting lots of videos in December. And then I also worked on editing a podcast episode. I have a podcast that goes up every Thursday. And so I'm trying to do a lot of videos and podcast episodes. And so it requires, you know, an hour and a half or so in the mornings before my kids get up to really focus on that, so that when they're up, I can be fully present, fully engaged with them, because I'm not guaranteed any time other than that. Then around 5:40, I head upstairs and I get ready. I have a pretty simple routine, and I love to listen to a podcast like The Office Ladies or a YouTube video or an audiobook while I'm getting ready. It's just a great way for some me time. 20 minutes of me time, just getting ready with a few products that I throw on. I just like to feel somewhat put together every day so that I, you know, just feel better about myself as a mom and as a woman. Then at 6, my girls get up, their okay to wake clock turns green. My older daughter makes her bed and gets herself dressed, and then I help my 3-year-old. They have their clothes that I pick out every Sunday, which you can see on our weekly prep. And then after we're all done in the bathroom, I just quick clean it off. This particular day, our girls had earned their stickers, which I will talk about later in this video. And so they were able to watch the Kindle for a little bit, and my husband, his normal thing he does every morning is to empty the dishwasher. So that's super helpful. My 3-year-old wanted to do strews instead, and then she found our little Star from Afar, which is our Christmas tradition this year. And I, of course, had to light my favorite Christmas candle and then look over my to-do list of what I needed to do that day. I just wrote it all out because my planner was getting kind of crazy and overwhelming, so I just rewrote it out on a sheet. Then I looked over what our meal plan was for the day, and our baby was still sleeping. Well, I got the girls some breakfast, just bagels, blueberries, and milk. Try to keep it really simple. My husband was working on a cookie recipe for his side business. And then during breakfast, I read this book for the 25 Days of Christ, which is another tradition we do that has to do with an ornament that goes along with Christ's whole life story. So what do you think will be in here if this was our story today?
A star.
We did a star yesterday. Maybe a sheep.
Angel.
Maybe an angel. Any other guesses?
That lantern thing that you're showing me.
Okay, so should we find out? Okay, well, can you wipe your fingers out first? Wipe your fingers. Reach in. What do you think this is?
Mary.
Not Mary. They've got a stick.
Shepherd.
It's a shepherd. Now we're going to read our Advent storybook. We're on day 2. Day 2. Ooh, an eagle. So now the girls basically have free play for about an hour and a half until school time. I don't get dressed until I get Gwenny up because I don't want to be in there like getting clothes out and waking her up. So she probably get up at about by 7:15 usually she's up. So she's still sleeping, kind of in and out of sleep. I am gonna grab a load of laundry and put it in. I don't know, since this is the first day of distance learning, and I'm not going to go into too much detail of it, but her teacher had been out for a while, and so there's still a sub for this week. So normally she has a live session from 8 to 8:30, or will, but because her teacher is out, I think we're not doing it this week, but I'm not exactly sure, so it's all a learning curve. We'll figure it out. And then some days from 8:30 to 9, she'll have her specials, which is like Fayed, music, art, where they'll do like a live thing for half an hour. And then I think it's pretty much gonna be just, I work with her on stuff for the most part. 2 times a week she'll have a small group thing, which I plan during nap time. And then once a week she'll have time with her teacher for half an hour, which I also plan during nap. So that'll be really helpful that the little ones will be down for that. So when it comes to distance learning, this is how I have it set up currently. This may change, but in my, I think this is a happy planner, teacher planner, I believe. I have planned out like our strew. That's what I have set out in the morning. Instead of pom-poms though, I did puzzles. This is just ideas, but I change it just depending on what I'm feeling. And then we have like our preschool time. I don't know that we're going to do that today. It's really going to depend. And we ended up not doing it yesterday because they went to my mom's. I switched my schedule around. I'm very flexible. This is just like a guideline. I know some people think I like plan every minute of the day. I really don't. I just like to have a plan. We can always deviate from the plan, but I feel a lot better going into my day if I have some kind of idea of what we're doing. So the plan was to maybe like work with Bryony while Celia works next to us, but I just don't really know how it's going to work at this point. So if we have to like just stop doing preschool time, it's not a big deal. She still has like 2.5 years before she starts kindergarten. It's not a big deal. And then, so I have Celia's plan for the morning is I'm just writing anything she has to be on for, and we're going to sign into the morning meeting. I don't know if anybody will be there, but I just don't want to end up missing it if it is going on, since I'm not exactly sure. And then for PM, I just wrote down an idea of something, an activity I could have ready for them. Like I said, we may not do it. We may just totally do something else, or they might have an idea of what they want to do. But I like to just have something in my back pocket in case they're getting really squirrely or fighting a lot, or, you know, just want something to do. So I have planned Christmas sensory bins that I already have made up. And then for Celia, this is just where I'm going to write stuff for school that I want to make sure we do. So if there's any like afternoon things she has to be on for, I write them here. I accidentally wrote it in wrong. She doesn't have anything this week, but next week she will. But I want her to read one early reader book every nap time when her little sisters are napping, and then she can do 30 minutes of the Teacher Monster to Read app after a while for Kindle time. And then I will save like any projects or things that might be hard to do with her little sisters around. I will save those for nap time when they're down for her to do. So that's kind of how I have it laid out. Now I have, if you guys have been following me for a while, I have this curriculum cart that I use that has one of these bin things for each day of the week. And so I normally put all our preschool materials in here, which I have, and our books we're going to read and stuff like that. But I also, for Celia's, I had a bunch of folders and I just labeled them for each day of the week, and I put in her stuff here that she needs to do. So we'll be doing like skills practice. I have our plan for the week. See, this is where I get confused because it says we're doing this morning meeting, but then an email said we aren't, so I don't know. And then we have like the Santa calendar craft we're doing today. She needs to do some Fayed stuff, practice her numbers, do the Go sight word, and I think that's pretty much it. I think there is like a book that is going to be read to them through YouTube or something. What I haven't figured out yet is where Celia's going to be for this like morning meeting every day, whether it starts today or if it starts next week. I can have my laptop or our desktop on this level, and Bryony could like play around her and do stuff, or I could put I could bring Bryony downstairs to the playroom and Celia could be up here. I just don't know like how much I'm gonna have to be part of it. I would like to be like know what's going on, but it's probably better for her to have her space, but she also doesn't know how to work a computer really yet. So we're still figuring all that out because I really don't want like Bryony disrupting her, interrupting her. So that's what's gonna be really hard, and I'm sure a lot of parents are dealing with this right now. My husband didn't have to leave for work until about 7:40, so we just went down to the playroom to kind of hang out, and he played with them and read with them while I got everything ready for our learning time. I switch over our question of the day, our emotion card, our line leader card. So our oldest daughter was line leader that day. And this is all stuff I have videos on. I will link to below so you guys can see that. I get our books out that I've already pre-planned. I had this all set out. I do this on the weekend or the Friday before while my husband just played with them and kind of distracted them a little so I could get some stuff done. And then I set up our December calendar. I do the day that we're on. They're all flipped over, and then we flip one over whatever day we're on. We sing a little song, and then once the pattern is going, we figure out the number, the pattern, the color, and it's just a great way to learn sequences and things like that. And then I also set up our word wall for the month since it was the new month and we hadn't done anything December 1st. And then I threw in a load of laundry to just have running while we were working on everything and doing our thing in the playroom. So we got Gwenny doing her little baby time. Bryony's playing with her barn, and we're gonna set up Celia for here, but if it gets too crazy, we'll move her upstairs, but I still don't even know if it's happening. Oh, bye-bye. So, there was no meetup today. We tried logging on and nothing happened. So we're just gonna work our way through this list, and then we might still do our like kind of preschool time a little bit, but they're playing nice and happy, so we're just gonna try to knock this out really quick.
And a little old woman. The gingerbread man looked up at them.
Pen, what are those? What's that one? 10, pen, and bed. What rhymes with 10 and pen?
10 a pen. 10 pen. Then.
That's hard to draw.
10 a pen.
Gingerbread man. We did the daily sheet. Now I gotta find the go sheet. While Celia's working, Bryony requested this cupcake game. She just likes to play with them.
Mommy, which one I gonna make?
Whichever one you want.
You can
So
make
I want to
more,
let her do
and
special
I
stuff
can
so that
make
she
Yana.
doesn't feel left out because she can't do any of the stuff Celia's doing right now. Okay, she's getting tired. It's 8:30. Usually she can only be up for an hour and a half before she gets really tired, so we're gonna lay her down for a nap. She will not eat unless she's starving, so I'm not even gonna try because it makes me waste so much milk. So she'll probably eat after her nap because it's only been 2 hours since I fed her. Okay, so it is like 8:40 right now, and she's a rock star. She did great. So there's something we don't have a password for, so we're gonna read together. She did a number of things. She's gonna do this Santa thing during nap. To make this calendar, it's a craft, and then for Fayed, she just has to do this worksheet where we do an activity. So we're gonna wait until Gwenny wakes up and then go for a walk, even though it's pretty cool. Yep. We're gonna read these 3 books today. Celia requested this one she got from her teacher for Christmas, so we're gonna read that as well for learning time. Our line leader Celia, we're gonna do question of the day and our feeling card. December, we're gonna figure out the day of the week and the picture and number and color of the card. Wednesday. Good job.
Sunny.
For our craft today, we are making a chef hat. Okay, watch your fingers. I dub the Chef Celia. Somebody's awake and hungry. We are outside. Gwenny really likes the swing. And we're just gonna play for about half an hour. And it's kind of a crazy winter, or December, because we don't have any snow yet. Come get Yaya. She just cannot stay awake and eat. It's so cute. So we've started this a few months ago, but to go along with our charts, which I will do a video on eventually, but in our house, the two things that are a privilege that aren't guaranteed, I mean there's many things, but the two main things are TV while I make lunch and dessert. So if behavior is not going very well and they get 3 marks, they don't get in the morning, then they don't get a show before lunch, or if that happens after nap before supper, then they don't get dessert. But they both have been very good today, so they both get a show. Celia is the line leader, so she picked Out of the Box, which is on Disney Plus. It's a show I used to watch growing up. I love it. It's a really good one. More educational, showing crafts and telling stories and stuff. Just really, really fun. Gwenny usually just hangs out with me while I make lunch. Sometimes I'll sit her in something else or do tummy time, but since we were outside, I like to bundle her up so she can warm up. I'm having a salad. We've had these Good and Gather Italian sausage, chicken sausages in the fridge for a while, so I'm just gonna heat this up, cut it up, put it with some marinara, some cheese, and a little bit of light ranch. That will be my salad. I haven't been eating breakfast lately. I'm doing intermittent fasting. I got cleared by my doctor, but I want to try something different because I want to lose weight, but it's really, really hard, especially on antidepressants, which I've talked about. I just had a lot of trouble weaning off of them, and with the pandemic, we just decided to stay on them. I have a whole podcast episode about postpartum depression, so it's very important. I really watch my mental health after I have a baby, but I find it's very hard for me to lose weight on them. Comparing like when I did keto off of them compared to trying to lose weight on them, it's been really hard. So I thought maybe if I just don't eat breakfast and eat like a healthy, nice hearty lunch and then like a bigger supper, maybe that'll help. We'll see, but it hasn't seemed to affect my supply, so that's good. I'm just skipping breakfast, but we usually eat around like 11:30, and then I'm done eating around 8 or 9, so it's not like a super long window. And then I'll probably have some cucumbers too. I love these cucumbers. So mini cucumbers for the girls. They're gonna have hot dogs cut up with ketchup and then toast. We need to eat up this yogurt that Sam's parents gave us last time we were there, so I'm gonna throw some of that on there and some bananas. And I'm gonna continue listening to my office ladies. Lunch is served. We have moved lunchtime and nap time up a little bit. It's 11:15 when I'm serving it, and I'm gonna try to get nap started around 11:45, at least to lay Gwenny down. I moved it up because we used to start around like 12:15, 12:30, because Gwenny just cannot last that long, and I want her and Bryony napping at the same time, just so that Celia can get her work done, I can get my work done, and just have a break at the same time. It just makes the most sense. So that's what we've been doing, and now that I don't have a full daycare, we can make changes like that, and it's really nice. I just laid Gwenny down, so I'm gonna read with the girls. They each picked a book from our library book collection for this month, and we're gonna read these, and then I'm gonna lay Bryony down. So Gwenny's asleep, Bryony is falling asleep, so Celia and I are gonna take a little time now, just the two of us, to read 1 or 2 early reader books. We have this My First Reading Library from Usborne. I really, really love it. What I love about these is, do you want to show? So they have, you want to explain how it works?
Yeah, so the parents read one part and then the kids read this part.
Okay, so that it's a little more interesting than just the sight words, basically. So we really, really like these. Okay, so now we're working on this Santa craft. That would have been hard to do with Bryony around because I don't have extras of any of this stuff for her to do it too. So I just have it pulled up here so she can kind of see it. She's gonna work on that, and I'm just gonna look at my list of what I want to do, because after this will be her like free time, playtime, quiet activities, and my work time. Gwenny is not the kind of baby who will let me like top her off before a nap when it comes to nursing. If I try to nurse her and she's not hungry, she just screams and is really mad. So she always wakes up in nap, and I feed her and just lay her back down like I would in the middle of the night. And the past week or so that's been working, so knock on wood that it continues to work today. We finished her Santa. He's got cookie crumbs and sprinkles and stuff on his beard. She's gonna take down the taco turkey, our thankful turkey, and we'll put our Santa up here. Celia's now playing with her Duplos. She's gonna have some quiet time. I'm gonna get some work done. I purposely did not plan a lot of work this week that was like hard to do or that I had to get done during nap, because I knew this may be quite a transition, and just because today is going so well, I know it does not mean the other days are gonna go well. But I think, you know, it is nice for her to have stuff to work on and to do, and I'm so thankful. She's a very like eager learner. I know not all kids are like happy to do schoolwork at home. I know it can be a real struggle, and I'm sure we'll have our days, but so far it's going really well. I will have more day in the lives coming out this December, just to kind of share what we're doing as far as distance learning and how we're managing it, but it's going really well so far. I'm just very thankful for just everything right now, and that I'm not doing daycare right now. I don't know how you guys are doing it, those of you who are doing daycare and distance learning with your kids. Quite honestly, that probably would put me over the edge. As a postpartum mom who struggled with depression and anxiety after giving birth, I think it would have been really hard for me to stay on top of everything. I think, you know, we probably would not have done preschool time during daycare or something. I mean, I would have made it work, but it would have been really hard, especially that it's all coming at the time when you're cooped up inside longer. Like, you can't go outside for hours and hours because it's so cold, and you have babies on routines and things like that. So those of you who are balancing all of that or working full-time and trying to do distance learning with your kids from a job that doesn't allow for big stretches of time for you to focus on your kids, I'm definitely thinking about you guys. It's really hard. I can't even imagine. Let's just get through this and pray that it will be over shortly and we can move forward. So it is currently 1:30. Celia has until 2 before she can have any Kindle time, and she will start with half an hour of Teacher Monster to read, and then I let them just have free Kindle time because Brian is usually up by then until 3. And then we have snack and everything. So right now I'm going to prep supper. We're doing this, if you watch my meal plan with me video I had up earlier this week, I will link that below, but we're having chicken and wild rice casserole. It was actually scheduled for yesterday, but yesterday was kind of a crazy day with having to pick up Sam's car from the shop. Not so quiet time. Gwenny had a chiro appointment to help with her head being really flat on one side, so helping her move from side to side better and not favor one side. So we ended up just getting Subway last night, so I'm gonna make that tonight so we use up all the ingredients. So I got this recipe from Well Plated. I will link it below, but it's got wild rice, it's got onion, some cranberries, chicken thighs, butternut squash. Instead of just buying a butternut squash and peeling it, was like the same price as frozen, so I just did that because it's way easier for me. And so I'm gonna cook up the wild rice right now. I'm gonna cook up the chicken. I'm gonna do this whole pack of chicken because we also need it for the confetti chicken, which we will make at some point this week. I bought this big pack for both, and then I think I have to like saute everything together, but I won't. I'll save actually baking it for tonight, but this just saves us a lot of time tonight. I just have to share this. I think so far as a mom, and I'm sure there'll be many more of these, but one of my favorite milestones has been watching our oldest learn how to read. Seeing her read like more elaborate sentences and stuff, it like literally makes me cry because I'm just so proud, and it opens up such a huge world to them. They can read signs, they can read menus, they can read store, you know, packaging writing, they can read. I mean, it's just amazing. Once you learn how to read, like the whole world opens up to you. She can start to read books and just start to, you know, take her to new places through books. And I'm just so excited. Obviously, as a former English teacher, English major, like I love reading, and I just, it makes me cry. I would love to know something that makes you cry as a mom, like happy tears.
I'm fine.
Okay, so this is done. It is about 2:25 right now. Celia's just finishing her Teacher Monsters to read. This is finished. I'm going to just pop this into the fridge and then we will bake it, put it in a casserole dish and bake it, and then I'm just going to put this in a container for the next day. Both girls are up now, having a little Kindle time until 3. Okay, I just finally fluffed the laundry and grabbed it to fold, and I will put it away probably before bed, or sometimes it goes till the next day. I feel like Gwenny's always sleeping in there when I want to put laundry away, so this is the time normally like 2:20-ish or 2:10 when Celia was in school. I would journal. Bryony wouldn't quite be up yet. Celia would be getting off the bus soon, so I'd take a few minutes to journal. I would like to get back into that, but I'm just kind of being really relaxed with my routines as we figure out this whole distance learning thing, because I did not know what it would look like, and each day is a little bit different. And then I want to also start working out. Our plan is on days Sam works early, which is not today, like when he's working at 5, he will come home, work out, and then he will watch the girls. And I will exercise. I want to do this, I think it's called Every Mother. It's a diastasis recti program that I paid for. It's pretty affordable because I want to get my abs back together. And then I will journal and read then, because I have not been doing my miracle morning because I really want to get my work done because I only have so much kid-free time. And so that's my priority. I know my body should be my priority, but if I want to be home with my kids, I have to be able to work and fit that in. So that's kind of how I'm trying to fit all of that stuff in. 3 o'clock. This Peanut is still sleeping, so we're quick gonna have snack, and then she'll probably be getting up and eating soon. So we ended up picking different books for snack because I remembered that we are going to be returning these to the library tomorrow, and we hadn't read them yet. So we have The Duckling Gets a Cookie and The Pout Pout Fish Goes to School. And we're having a very special snack today. San, my husband, has a cookie business on the side, and he's been testing out recipes. Just wait. He's been testing out recipes that he's going to have for his birthday tomorrow, next week, and so we're going to split these. They're stuffed. They're so excited. We are going to head down to the playroom. The girls just wanted to play. We wanted to go for a walk. I don't remember if I said this morning, but my husband has our van, which has the stroller, and with the cold temps, I really want to be able to bundle Gwenny up, and so I don't want to put her in our other stroller. I want the one that I can put the car seat in, so that doesn't work very well. They just want to play, so that's what we're gonna do. They're very loud. Just nursed the baby, and we're doing some tummy time. San is on his way home. It's like 3:40 right now. So maybe I'll get a little time to do my exercise. I don't know though. It's not a priority right now until we kind of get more in the groove of this. And it works better when he works at 5 a.m. versus 8, but because normally he would already be in here by now after working out, probably most days. But you know, we're just taking each day as we can, being flexible. That's the biggest thing with his schedule, is just being flexible, having routines, you know, in place for our girls. But we really are flexible. I don't do the exact same things every day. I don't do the exact same things at the same time, besides like waking up and going to bed. She just tooted. But we do try to, you know, have certain routines in that, like, they happen in the same order, because it helps us, it helps our girls. They just know what to expect, so we're not like fighting certain things. But yeah, we have to be pretty adaptable with his schedule. Papa's home, joining the crazy. Normally we do bath after supper, but because Celia has Girl Scouts, we're gonna do it right now. It's like 4:15. Zan's gonna give Gwenny a bath. I'm gonna give the big girls a bath. We usually just rotate that. Like last time he gave a bath, so now it's my turn, and I gave Gwenny a bath, so now it's his turn. So Gwenny gets a bath in the sink, and the girls, I'm gonna get ready to give a bath upstairs, and then it'll be time for like supper. I think he's gonna, after he gives Gwenny a bath, he'll put the casserole in the oven to bake, because we try to eat around 5:15-ish. Okay, Gwenny is taking her third nap. She usually goes down around like 5-ish. Sian just finished supper, so it pretty much was done. He just baked it a little bit with corn. The girls, normally we would offer them some of what we're having, but I know they won't even touch this, so I don't want to waste it because it's really good. So he made them butter noodles, fish sticks, oranges, and corn. Yeah, if this were an easier recipe where we could like split out the rice and the chicken and kind of separate them, our girls will not touch casseroles yet. So we're trying to kind of ease into that, but this would be very overwhelming to them. So I'm okay with doing 2 separate meals, especially since I did so much ahead of time. But normally, you know, we try to offer what we're having too. First of all, that recipe is so good. Are most wild rices come with herbs like that?
Sometimes.
Okay, so if you make that, get a long and wild rice mix that has like herbs. That made it so good. What'd you think, babe?
Yeah, it's good. Really good.
Yeah, he normally, I feel like, doesn't prefer stuff like this, but it had a lot of flavor and just tasted like fall/winter comfort food. But I just really love, like, it's so colorful and beautiful. Definitely would recommend that. And then as far as dessert, the girls have been so good today, so they both got dessert. We let them pick like candy from our like Halloween candy collection, or they can have ice cream. If Stan has a cookie, we usually split them because they're really big. Oreos, if we have those laying around, you know, they get to pick from those choices, but it's a good way to use up our candy when they pick that. Somebody's up from her nap. Girls are looking at a Lakeshore Learning. They wanted more pasta. It just cracks me up. So I'm just gonna clean up. We usually, since Sam cooked, I usually do the dishes, and he helps watch the girls. So I'm just gonna hand wash whatever wouldn't fit or can't be washed in the dishwasher. I talk about this a lot, but this is what gets me up at 4 a.m. is knowing the coffee pot is ready. So I just get it loaded up, and then I just hit delay brew, and it brews at 340. So at 4 o'clock, it is ready for me. Celia has Girl Scouts, which has moved to online, so at 6 o'clock. So we are bringing our laptop down to the office so she and I can have our space and do that. We have some crafts we'll do during that, and Sam's gonna watch the other little ones and probably lay Gwenny down at some point when she gets tired. Girl Scouts was super cute tonight. It actually went really, really well. They had dropped off some supplies ahead of time. So one of them supplied all these $5 craft kits from Target that have, I think this is supposed to go over here, that had 18 different ornaments. And so we created all these different ornaments, and we're gonna drop them. One of them's gonna come pick them up and drop them off at a nursing home for all the residents so that they each have one, which I think is so sweet. I might write like on the back who they're from and the age. And we saved a few for Bryony to get to do too, because she feels really left out if she doesn't get to do this stuff. But San watched Bryony and Gwenny. And then for bedtime, usually we take turns laying each girl down. So it was my turn to lay our oldest daughter down. We read a book, and then we do Bible and devotional. It just depends on their age which Bible and devotional we use. We've gone through a lot, but we're doing this illustrated one, which we're really loving with our 5-year-old. It has awesome pictures, and then just like a girl devotional that we do every night. I usually set out a strew the night before, just so that, because Sian works really early tomorrow. That way, if I'm still getting ready or one of the girls takes longer to get ready or whatever, the other one can come down and get started on something, since I don't think they'll have earned their sticker prize tomorrow to get Kindle. So I usually try to have something sitting here. So I set that up the night before. I think I'm going to do stamps. So they are all laid down now. I am going to shower. It's about 7:30 now, and just call it a day. Probably watch some Virgin River season 2. I've been working on felt mats that I like to, that I'm making the girls for Christmas, but I probably won't do that tonight because I'm pretty tired. So probably have some popcorn, watch my Virgin River, and end the day. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Merry Christmas. Bye guys.